So nowadays, both men and women, at least about 18, is able to vote. But there are also some people who think that voting doesn't matter. So does voting really matter? And should people still vote? Hi everyone, my name is Emily, and in my opinion, I think that people should vote. People should still vote, and they shouldn't disagree with voting because voting does matter. So I will talk about two reasons why I believe that voting does matter and that people should still vote. So first, I think that people should still vote because if there aren't any voting, then life would be very complicated and it's very complicated. Well, when people don't vote, then how will people choose who to be president? Or how should people choose what to be done to solve a problem? People don't know what to do because the government don't have any power to choose. They need to listen to their the citizens and the people's opinions, and when they listen to it and they count out and they look about and they see that there's more of this opinion and there's more of that opinion and things like that, then it is voting. But without the voting and the government can choose who to be president or what to be done, so it is very hard to choose things or to decide things without voting. And when people don't vote like that, then they won't get to an end. They won't get to ending or like a summary like that. So for example, maybe you're choosing who to be president because the last president has just retired, the last president has died. Well, then usually the vice president would be president. But then there are also other people who are suitable for the role of president. And the government can choose it, and people think that this person is better and that person is better. And when people just an example like that, we don't know who is the right or the worthy person to be president. So it is very hard to choose someone to be president, or to choose what to be done, like what to be done to protect the environment. Like that, it is hard to choose or hard to decide or make decisions. So from a second point, I think that we should still vote because it is unfair if we let the government or those in power to decide what is good for us. Well, when we want something, we don't want to vote. Many people don't want to vote. And when they don't want to vote, it means that it doesn't mean that they still have an opinion. They might still have an opinion, but they just don't want to vote. They just don't like voting because it takes a lot of time. But do you think they would be happy if they let the government decide for them? If they let the government choose someone they don't want to be president? If you don't like voting, but then the government chose someone you hate to be president, would you feel happy with that? So you won't. And that means that you should vote because without voting, usually it's the government or those in power who decides what to do, who decides who to be president, and who decides what, when, or what people should do. So we don't want that to happen. We want to be free, and people who have opinions should be able to vote, even if there are some people who doesn't want to vote or who thinks that voting doesn't matter. So in conclusion, I strongly believe that people should still vote. And voting does matter because without voting, it is hard for people to decide or to choose or to make decisions. And also, if the government or those in power does make decisions, then it will seem unfair to people. But if people vote, then they will understand that the person who has the most votes means that person is the best one and is the most worthy choice. So that's all my opinion about voting, and thank you for listening.